In 2014, Russia invaded eastern Ukraine and illegally annexed the Ukrainian territory of Crimea. Since then, the United States has provided a total of more than $1.6 billion in security assistance to Ukraine to defend itself against its stronger neighbor, Russia, amid an ongoing armed conflict with Russian-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine's Donbass region.
So since that time, both the Obama and the Trump administrations have provided Ukraine more significant military equipment, things like counter-battery radars, night vision goggles, Humvees, helmets, and with the Trump administration, more lethal equipment, which the Obama administration has been unwilling to provide, things like anti-tank missiles, as well as more training that is helping Ukraine battle Russian separatists in the east.
The Wilson Center's Will Pomerantz says former President Barack Obama was cautious about getting the U.S. too involved in the conflict.
Obama, at the start of the crisis, was always looking for what he described as an off-ramp of trying to somehow downplay the crisis and somehow end the ongoing battle in Ukraine. And the fear was that if the United States escalated assistance, then the Russians would escalate assistance, and it would just become a bigger conflict.
The Trump administration approved lethal aid, including anti-tank missiles, although Brookings Institution's Michael O'Hanlon says President Donald Trump himself holds less favorable views of Ukraine.
I think that ultimately in his gut, President Trump has not really wanted to help Ukraine, but ultimately his head and his advisors told him that he had to.
In February, Congress approved a total of $391 million in security aid to Ukraine for this fiscal year, including military training, which experts say was sorely needed.
Ukraine, at the time of the beginning of this war, the army, like much of the country, had fallen into various levels of decay and corruption, and it wasn't able to even exist as a fighting force.
O'Hanlon says the aid has dramatically improved Ukraine's capabilities and morale, even though it is a small amount compared to U.S. military aid to other countries.
We give a lot more aid to Afghanistan, I think in the several $billion a year range. We give, I think, at this point, perhaps comparable amount of aid to Iraq.
Career State Department officials testified during recent impeachment hearings that the aid also sends a crucial signal to Russia that America considers Ukraine a close ally and has its back.
We also provide security assistance so that Ukraine can negotiate a peace with Russia from a position of strength. The human toll continues to climb in this ongoing war, with 14,000 Ukrainian lives lost since Russia's 2014 invasion.
In early December, representatives from Ukraine, Russia, France, and Germany will gather in Paris for peace talks on ending the conflict. The U.S. is not planning to take part. Cindy Sain, VOA News, Washington.